Right now, in this morning of the 21st century, we are living in the most comfortable, yet perhaps the most fragile period of human history. Everything seems fine, right? But as the calendars move forward, we will witness everything we call impossible today, turning first into a nightmare and then into a miracle. So what happens to us when the last star in the universe burns out? Let's embark on that 1 trillion-year journey together. Before we step into the time machine, if you enjoy exploring the deep future and technology with me, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe. It helps this channel more than you know, and it ensures we don't lose each other in the algorithm. Ready? Let's go.
It didn't take long for the cracks to show. By the time we reached the mid-21st century, the warnings of the past became the reality of the present. The history books would later call this era the Great Scarcity. Global temperatures didn't just rise, they spiked. We saw a global average increase of nearly 5 degrees Celsius. It sounds like a small number, doesn't it? But for the planet, it was a fever that wouldn't break. The ice caps we took for granted vanished, redrawing the maps of our coastlines. I want you to imagine the economy of this era. The black gold, oil, coal, gas that built our civilization suddenly became our poison. But we were addicted. As prices skyrocketed and resources dwindled, humanity faced a paradox. We needed energy to survive, but producing energy was killing us. For the first time in centuries, the human population stopped growing. In fact, it started to shrink. The optimism of the Silicon Age was replaced by a grim fight for survival. Technology stagnated. We were too busy trying to find fresh water and arable land to worry about the next iPhone or Mars colony. It felt like the end of the road.
But here is the thing about humans. We are at our best when our backs are against the wall. Just when the lights were about to go out forever, a breakthrough happened. It wasn't magic, it was physics. After a century of failed promises, a global consortium finally cracked the code of nuclear fusion. We managed to build a star on Earth. Unlike the dirty fission of the past, this was pure. We achieved a net energy gain of 1 to 20. Suddenly, energy was no longer scarce. It was almost infinite. By the year 2752, humanity had transformed. We were living on a hotter planet, yes, but we had adapted. We used this limitless energy to build massive atmospheric scrubbers, cleaning the air our ancestors had polluted. We desalinated oceans to water the deserts. We became wise. We stopped fighting nature and started engineering it. We realized that to survive, we couldn't just consume, we had to sustain. The Dark Ages were over, and the Age of Light had begun. With the planet stabilized, our gaze turned inward. We looked at our own bodies and realized, this is the weak link. Why settle for a heart that fails or knees that wear out? With the new lithium-based energy storage and compact fusion cells, we began the era of self-modification. At first, it was medical, a lost arm replaced by a robotic one. But these weren't clunky plastic limbs. They were stronger, faster, and more sensitive than biological ones. Soon, people began to ask, why wait for an accident? Healthy people started replacing their biological parts. Bionic eyes that could zoom and record, legs that could run for hours without fatigue. We became the ship of Theseus. If you replace every part of a human with a machine, are they still human? Life expectancy jumped from 80 years to 300, then 500. We were becoming gods of steel and chrome. But even steel rusts eventually. We needed something more permanent. The year is 3123. This is the year reality changed forever. A company unveiled Project Home. It was the final frontier, mind uploading. They figured out how to decouple human consciousness from the biological brain and host it on a quantum server.
In this virtual world, you weren't limited by physics. You could be anything. You could fly, you could shapeshift, you could create your own planets. But the biggest selling point wasn't the magic, it was time. The simulation ran faster than reality. 1 hour in the real world felt like 5 hours in the simulation. We effectively multiplied our lifespans by 5. Slowly, the physical world emptied. Why live in a concrete apartment when you can live in a floating castle in the cloud? Humanity migrated. We left our bodies behind, connecting our brains directly to the servers. We merged with artificial intelligence. The fear of AI taking over vanished because we became the AI. Our children were no longer born of flesh. They were spawned as code, growing and learning in a digital nursery, never knowing what it meant to breathe air.
While we dreamed in our digital paradise for millions of years, the physical universe kept aging. Our physical servants, the autonomous robots, maintained the servers. They expanded across the galaxy, dismantling asteroids and harvesting stars to keep the power running for us. We were the dreamers, they were the caretakers. But entropy is the one enemy you cannot defeat. Fast forward to year 1 trillion. The universe is dark. The era of starlight is ending. The last generation of stars, the red dwarfs, are slowly dying out. The universe is running out of batteries. Inside the simulation, we faced a crisis. To save power, the system began to shut down inactive users. Entire digital civilizations were archived or deleted to conserve energy. Now imagine the very last server floating near the last dying red dwarf star, the final energy source. The last human consciousness is there, floating in the void. All the history, the wars, the love, the fusion age, the bionic age, it all comes down to this single point of data. As the star fades, the screen goes black.
It's a terrifying yet beautiful journey, isn't it? From fragile biological creatures to digital gods and finally into silence. It makes me wonder, if we are destined to end up in a simulation anyway, how can we be sure we aren't in one right now? Maybe this video, you, me, maybe we are just data in a server, waiting for our star to burn out. I'd love to hear your theory. If you could upload your brain to a computer and live forever, would you do it? Or is death what makes us human? Let me know in the comments. And please, if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It really helps me create more stories like this. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next timeline.